Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the sign of Taurus for 2024. As you know, I am Taurus as well, so this is super important for me too. I hope that 2024 brings you a lot of results, a lot of abundance, a lot of adventures, and also great health as well. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Page of Swords, clarified by the Tower. In the obstacle position, we have the Seven of Cups, clarified by the King of Cups. In the advice from Spirit position, we have the Lovers, clarified by the Star. In the first part of 2024, we have the Ten of Swords, clarified by the Two of Wands. And in the second part of 2024, we have the King of Wands, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So definitely let's get right into the spread. I do just want to mention one thing, that 2024 is the year of the wooden dragon. And based on the astrology reports that I've researched and read and everything, this year 2024 is going to be somewhat chaotic. So it's very important to stay grounded. It's very important to check in with yourself as much as you can, because you want to operate out of your frame. You want to listen to your intuition. You want to follow your inner guidance, and it is important to meditate, because meditating allows you to really notice what is the most important and what is there for distraction. So let's begin. In the past position, we have the Page of Swords, clarified by the Tower. Definitely there's been a change in your belief system that has happened in the recent past, and that has affected you. You're still kind of overcoming the effects of it, because when a belief system changes, it doesn't happen without, a gradual dissipation of the effects of the change, because the Tower does bring in the sort of like the unpleasant side to the change that happened in the belief system. So the lingering effects are still there. You may still find yourself overthinking about things, at times paying attention to petty arguments and allowing those to kind of affect you a little bit, but definitely there has been some struggle in the recent past when it comes to you sort of seeing the way forward and achieving the progress that you want to see in your life. And so it's important to remember that the Page of Swords energy is actually behind you. And so, with the Page of Swords, you may have been a little bit too generous with the truth with people around you. And so, it's important to remember that truth is a very important element, but you don't always have to share it with people. You can allow them to make their own conclusions, because it's important to remember that when you speak too much truth, you don't allow people to work through the karma on their own, and so that can be held a little bit against you. Be aware of that. To allow people to learn their own karmic lessons on their own is very important, and it shows, to the strength that you have. And so in the past, you may have struggled to communicate clearly because, of course, the Tower has that effect. Although the Page of Swords, tries to communicate as best he can with the Tower energy, that can create some confusion where the person you're communicating to is not really receiving the message as well as you have intended it. But this difficult energy is behind you. You are in 2024. You've already gone through the karmic lesson. You've already learned from your mistakes. You've already kind of paid your dues. So it's important not to allow the past to affect you, because you had to go through that in order to develop more strength, in order to develop more courage, in order to develop more bravery. It is a privilege to receive lessons, and it is a privilege to learn from those lessons. So it should be viewed as a rite of passage. It should be viewed as something that you kind of accomplished, and good for you for sticking in there. The Seven of Cups is in the obstacle position, and that tells me that the devil is definitely not sleeping, Taurus, because you are progressing. You are being brave and courageous and confident, even though you may not feel like it. It's a very difficult planet. Trust me, your actions do not go unnoticed. Your bravery does not go unnoticed. It's like, the divine can see that you've experienced struggles in the past, so it's not something that goes unnoticed by the divine, but you're given a lot because you have the capacity for a lot. The Seven of Cups is a card of losing yourself in fantasy or illusion, and that is the devil's way of distracting you from focusing on the moment at hand, and that is what you should be focused on. This is your year. You've waited so long for this incredible combination of the planets, for everything to align just right. 2024 is the year where Jupiter, is shining bright on you and going to bring you blessings and abundance. So it's important to be aware of that. But at the same time, the devil isn't sleeping, and the better you do, the more he's trying to distract you. There's also, with the Seven of Cups, a little bit of an internal struggle that's happening. Maybe you are losing yourself in self-deception, because that's where illusions come from self-deception, from mixed emotions. It's important to make sure that the mixed emotions that you have on the inside are not also creating chaotic energy on the inside. It's important to balance your divine feminine with your divine masculine, and it is important to be in alignment. Focus on what is truly important. Concentrate, focus. Do not be distracted. You know that the devil wants to tempt you. You know that the devil wants to steal your time. It's important to stay committed to the task at hand. Generally, when you are confused, it's important to simplify, so that the path shows itself forward. And it will, because of that faith element. Because you are a particle of God, because you already know the way. And so this kind of trickery, that this kind of lesson that happens in this third dimensional reality can be a trick on you. And it's important to remember to have faith first and foremost in yourself. You also have the King of Cups in the clarifying position, which tells me that you may experience some emotional outburst. Make sure that you really give your emotions the proper care. Don't suppress them. Make sure to address them. Make sure to see, which emotions are truly important, which are kind of trying to create a feeling of importance, but really are not that important or can wait until a later date. You may be looking for like a perfect partner, like a business partner or a friend partner or a lover partner. Don't get too hung up in perfection, because no one is perfect. So when you meet someone, or when you interact with someone who kind of works, you should give it a chance, and you should put in your effort and energy into that partnership. Because if you keep looking for perfection in the partner, then it's going to not end well. You want to make a choice, stick with that choice, and go forward. Time is of the essence. Be aware of time. It is speeding up. So it is very important to remember, you have to make a choice, and you have to make and you have to move forward, even if it is the wrong choice. And I mean, like, the back is against the wall at this point. Even if it is the wrong choice, think of it like there are some choices that you can make a mistake, but there's still a door, there. Like, you go through one door, oop, well, I chose the wrong door. You just sort of step back out. Again, there are some choices that are not so fatal. So first you have to understand, is this one of those choices that are irreversible, or is this one of those choices that can be fixed, and move forward based on that. Be aware of how much alcohol you're using, because the King of Cups in the clarifying position, can mean overindulgence. So definitely make sure you are doing your best to take care of your health. The great thing is that you have the Lovers and the advice from Spirit, because the Lovers is definitely telling me that you will make a major decision this year. And the Lovers reminds you to do what is right rather than what is easy, because what is right generally is for the long term, generally is going to have a greater payoff than what is easy in the short term. It's not going to have a great payoff. Choose love in every single interaction that you have with people around you, whether it be friends or neighbors or colleagues or whoever. I don't know, a grocery store clerk at the checkout counter. It's important to remember that love comes in different shapes and sizes, and also forms of communication. You don't have to be super like, oh, I love you so. You don't have to be like baby talk. You don't have to be, like very like kissy kissy or silly about it. Love can be a word or two of support, even if the person didn't ask you. It's just before you interact, you have to really make up your mind to operate out of a place of abundance, operate out of a place of love. It's a discipline, you train your mind to remember that you are love every single day, every single moment. And the more you practice that, the easier it becomes over time. Everything is hard when you haven't done that quite a lot. There may be some reconciliation happening in 2024 with someone very important, or with someone who used to be very important in your life. It could be a friend from childhood. It could be a past coworker that you connected with and, always had that, I don't know, spark with or something. It could be a lover from the past as well. It could be, anyone that has had a profound impact on you. The star is a great card in the clarifying position because it tells me that um, you are the star. You are shining. You are the star. And so, you should shine and be unique and not apologetic, but that doesn't mean to be provocative, just, being yourself, existing in that joy and celebration of life, if you will. Don't let your past failures affect you. Don't let your past mistakes. Oh my God, when I, said this to that other person, I should have said it that, okay, well, it's in the past, you've learned, you moved on, and you're stronger and better for it. Let things go. Let things be, experience peace, cultivate peace, that will help you achieve your dreams as well. But the star card definitely tells me that there's a wishing opportunity coming. There's a wishing opportunity coming your way. I'm sorry, I was laughing earlier because my my cat has decided to climb on a high, like she's on a bookcase above some books, and she is just staring at me like, when is this tarot reading going to be over? I require some interaction, human. My slave is doing something that is very annoying to me. Clearly, the cat is not happy with me doing the tarot reading, but I can't help laughing. It's so funny. In the first part of 2024, you have the Ten of Swords, clarified by the Two of Wands. I know this combination looks apprehensive. It definitely is slightly anxiety-inducing. But the good thing about the Ten of Swords is that you've been through the worst. You've survived, the storm, and there's a new beginning that is starting for you. And this new beginning is going to require for you to move around your priorities. What used to be important to you is no longer important, and what you found not important is now becoming more and more important. Some of your plans will definitely change in 2024. We're talking about kind of like a somewhat serious plans. These are not trivial, so that's important to remember. The Ten of Swords tells me that this intellectual disagreement, some sort of an intellectual disagreement around you has ended. The disagreement has ended. So it feels very much, the vibration is that finally there is an agreement and everyone is moving forward. So whatever voices were speaking not in your favor have moved on to something for whatever reason, and so you're moving on as well. Again, it's very important not to allow this energy to linger. You don't want to take things way too personally, because if you take things personally, you're never going to get off the incarnation wheel. People make the same mistakes in this lifetime over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And so when you let things go, it helps you kind of just progress. So it's important to learn to let things go and not allow things to bother you. Sometimes people say hurtful things and they shouldn't do that. Your progress is more important. Your high vibration is more important. And so when you focus on you move forward a lot faster than anyone else, and eventually they'll learn and they'll raise their own vibration, I promise you. The King of Wands is in the second part of 2024, which is an amazing card because it tells me that all the struggles and all the suffering and all the disagreements and all the picking yourself back up and moving forward when you have the last, like when you don't want to do anything whatsoever, has all been worth it because you are the king sitting on your throne, and all the lessons that you've gone through, you've learned, you've mastered, you've leveled up. There is definite progress. The struggle was worth it. The risk taking has paid off. The chance taking a chance on something has definitely paid off. You are at the top of your field and you are recognized for it. And you'll find that you no longer sweat the small stuff. You'll find that what used to worry you no longer worries you. That you have conquered a certain amount of fear, and that you are kind of prevailing over that fear. And so that's definitely very, very important. You also have the Two of Pentacles in the clarifying position, which tells me that you will be taking it in stride. There will be it will be necessary for you to adapt to change. As change comes at you, you will adapt greatly because you've done that before, because you've picked yourself up so many times that you no longer are easily swayed, and you're so much better at balancing your decisions. You're so much better at balancing your desires, reconciling your conflicting desires. Well, I want this, but I also want that. I believe in this, but I also believe in that. You are reconciling better and better and better, and therefore you're coming into alignment. Remember, your energy. You are energy. Nothing really matters. Not the car, not the house, not anything physical. What matters the most is the energy. All the physical stuff that you see, it's like decoration. You are God. The religion has spent so much money and so much time on taking God out of you. It's like it's how companies will make you sick, and then other companies will come in and charge you for the medication. So you have one person making you sick, the other one charging for medication. It's like you're constantly spending on things that are not necessary. You know what I mean? The same thing with religion. It's taken the God out of you, and I'm trying to remind you that you are God. You come from the source. As long as you remember that every thought you have, you emit a frequency. Every belief you have, you emit a frequency. And it's very important that you give off high vibrational frequency. And that, requires some work, like meditating, like drinking plenty of water, like taking walks when it may be raining. And so on and so forth, But let's see what we can clarify with the Mystical Wisdom card that I pulled earlier today. We have Peacock, raise your standards. Because you are leveling up, whether you like it or not, your standards are just going to have to be raised, period, end of story. Because the king, has a certain ambiance. And so maybe it's your standards about what you allow to like what you watch, or what you listen to, what you wear, what you eat. You do want to surround yourself with things that bring high vibrational energy to you. For example, when you eat certain foods, it can lower your vibration. When you eat other types of foods, it can increase your vibration. So, like, you'll start to raise your standards in that way, where you cultivate high vibration around you at all times. And so it's important to be aware of that. Now, I also pulled a Shaman Dream Oracle card, and we have the Covenant Sacred contract. There is something you're going to have to sign in 2024, and it's going to be some sort of an agreement, some sort of a contract, some sort of a loan document, something. You're signing up for something. Something is you're acquiring something, or you're achieving something, like maybe a degree. But there's some kind of an official document in 2024 that is of like a serious impact. The changes that are coming in are definitely positive. And so obviously with a contract, you want to be very careful and very thoughtful about how that fits with the rest of the elements in your life. Do not sign without really thinking about it, or maybe even consulting someone. It's up to you if there is a friend you trust, but then again, friends can be a little bit, jealous. So it has to be someone who's somewhat neutral. Make sure that, you seek advice if you are able to. I also pulled an energy oracle card, and we have indecision. Remember what I told you earlier about this decision, is very much indecision, very much relates to the Ten of Swords card. It's very, very important to remember that time is of the essence. So sometimes when you make the wrong decision, it's easier to backtrack and redo it. So definitely be aware that the time is sensitive. Be aware, what would be the consequences of not making a decision, and do the best that you can. That is definitely one of the tests that you must pass in order to move to the next level as well. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Taurus. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I'll see you next time.